If you're wondering what the best free audio distortion effect plugins are, this video is going to show you examples of 5 different VSTs, and all of them are available as AU plugins too. This is just one of the plugins I'll be showing you. Hey everyone, Jake from Transverse Audio here. To show you what each distortion plugin is capable of, I'm going to use roughly the same synth sound and sometimes the same arrangement to try and level the playing field. In addition to that, I'll also test one of the effect plugins on some percussion. The first one I want to show you is Crushbite Hritik. This is a bit crusher effect and is one of my favorite and go-to options for distortion plugins. This effect has 3 main parameters: drive, bit depth reduction, and sample rate reduction. These all contribute to how distorted the sound will be. Then it can be further refined with the filter, allowing you to only distort parts of the frequency spectrum, giving you a high and low pass filter. Now, this is really useful if you only want to affect the high end and make things a bit more crispy without completely destroying the bass or other sounds in the lower end of the spectrum. But that's not even all of it. You get modulation, so everything can be changed over time with the help of an LFO or low frequency oscillator. Now, enough of the settings. Let's move on to how it actually sounds. Up next is a pretty interesting one that is kind of modular, letting you route different parameters to separate LFOs or a mix of the two. Regressive by In-Ear Display has a couple of routing features I don't see in other distortion plugins, and these really make a difference in the sound. You can set the distortion to be pre or post filter, and you can make the lo-fi routing to be a mix, ring, or chain. To sum it up, this thing is a pretty cool sound design tool. Let's pause for a second. If you don't know what all of these knobs and parameters do, I made a video about all the typical options found in distortion plugins, and you might be more comfortable with using them after watching that tutorial. Check it out in the card to the top right, or in the description below. Alright, on to the next plugin. Fuzz Plus 3 is a nice minimal option on the list. While it does have a nice distortion sound when you turn up the distort knob, I think the coolest sound you can get out of it is when you turn it to 0 and the resonance around 8 or higher. Basically, when you start to hear the waveform. Then you can just move around the frequency to change the pitch and even move the resonance around a bit too. What you get is this electronic drone or laser. This is another one by In-Ear Display, called Gorgon. The presets in this one are actually ridiculous, and it made something right away that could be used in some kind of experimental dubstep, or a genre like that. This thing gives you a lot of control over how you want to affect the sound, and even comes with a bit crusher knob. Probably the most control out of the distortion plugins I've ever seen. Get ready, because you may or may not like the example I'm about to show you. Personally, I think it's kind of cool though. Finally, last, but certainly not least, we have Temper by Creative Intent. Now, just because it looks cool doesn't mean it's the best one on the list. It does, however, give you a really crispy and clear sound, even at its default preset. From there, you can destroy the sound while still keeping its tonality by dropping the cutoff point to around 300 Hz. If you want a bit of extra tone in the sound, you can jack up the resonance to its max. There you have it. Those are the best free audio distortion plugins I could find. I really hope this video helped, and if it did, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for my channel. And trust me, I really do appreciate it. Leave me a comment below if you made it to the end. And as always, thanks for watching.